Why do others improve so quickly and I'm stuck on slow progress? If you ask yourself that question, it's very likely that you're falling into a pit called insecurity. What if I tell you that both pictures are my own drawings and that is my progress in just 4 months? Okay, it's not 4 months, but I didn't know all the things that now I know and I would love to share with you so you can have very quick improvement. Those pictures are actually just 2 years apart. There's so many things that you can do to make the process so much faster. At the beginning of my art journey, I put myself the goal to draw every single day. If you want to be better at drawing quickly, you have to draw every single day. If you have a big commitment to improve quickly, you will draw every single day. Now listen, I know that it sounds scary, but this is not about drawing a full illustration every single day. I'm talking about something very, very, very small. This is level 1 commitment. You need to get used to do it without it being a task. It needs to be as natural as breathing. That it's one of the biggest foundations, and if you want to improve quickly, the more often you draw, the faster you're gonna get better. Because imagine 2 people and one is a clone of the other, so they are the exact same person. So one of the artists puts themselves the goal to draw 1,000 drawings in a year, and the other person, you tell them take as much as you want. For the first person, they might struggle a little bit at the beginning. They're gonna draw all the time to get them done, and the more the artist progresses, it's gonna become natural. Meanwhile, on the other side, this person has no pressure, has no commitment, has no reasons to draw even one a day. It's like, I'll draw one a week and that will be enough. But if you're serious about art, that won't be enough, because that won't get you anywhere nearly close to what you want to achieve. So the year passes, person A finish the 1,000 drawings and the person B finish, let's say, 50 drawings. There will be a lot of difference, because in order to do 1,000 drawings a day, you will have to draw at least like 2 or 3 drawings every single day. Because it sounds doable, but it's a lot of commitment. You need to just aim to draw one thing, even if it's small, and it's a really healthy habit if you want to get better at art. The more you draw, you won't have to force yourself to draw, you won't have to push yourself to draw, you will just be able to flip a switch and start drawing, and that's what we want. We want the action of drawing to be as natural as we can make it. So bringing up the example of the 2 artists, one of the artists barely drew anything, so barely did any improvement on the same amount of time that the other artist did, but the other artist leveled up so much more because they committed to draw 1,000 drawings in a year. In order for you to get better at art, there's not a cheat code, there's not a magic sauce, there's not a magic formula that will make you better instantly. If you want to really improve art, you need to be serious about this. You need to actually commit to draw every single day, because the point of this is to make a streak. It's more likely for you to keep going if you already have a streak built up. If you draw one day, then the next day you didn't draw, then the next 3 days you draw one thing in a row, and then you didn't draw, you won't care as much about keeping up with the habit. But if you build up a streak, oh, I drew the last week, so that's 7 drawings. If I don't draw today, I'm gonna lose that streak. Maybe you're really not up for drawing that day, so you draw quickly like a little eye, because you can do that, and it might not seem like a lot, but listen, this is a domino effect. It might not seem a lot for people who draw a lot, but for people who don't have a habit built up, that is a huge deal. Feed your habit by committing to it. I talk a lot about habits and all of this stuff, and I talk a lot about it on my previous video that it's about perfectionism. I talk about many aspects of it. That video is there, and I do talk a lot about the fear of failure. It is correlated on why we cannot commit to habits. Assuming we're out of the first level of building up a habit, you already have a decent streak. You have like a couple months, let's say, that you committed to a streak. You're drawing like more advanced stuff. You're drawing a couple faces one day. You're drawing a few hands the other day. You are trying to copy a little anime that you were watching. Stuff like that. Adding up to that, warming up is a really good thing to do. If you are ready to commit to the next level, before you're doing your daily drawing, you need to warm up. What does that mean? You need to start loosening up by drawing either random shapes or drawing a bunch of lines. There's many ways of warming up, and that's a topic on itself, but warming up is a really good way to make sure that your abilities are at its best on the same day. So comparing your drawings from one month to the other, it's something much better, and you know that you already are on your best capabilities. So that's what we want. We want the best results each day. We're not only aiming about drawing every single day now, we're aiming about being in our best shape. That brings me to another point that I wanted to mention, and is having a sketchbook. Having a sketchbook can keep your journey organized, so you can compare yourself and you can compare all the drawings that you have been doing, and also how having visually your success of the streak that you're building up, having it visually so you can see how much you're progressing and how much you're doing, it does encourage you to keep going and keep that streak strong. So having a sketchbook, it's a very good idea, and write the date of each drawing and the number of each drawing, which is another thing that I encourage to do if you want the streak to be more visual. If you keep a number, you can see how many drawings you made since you started. That's something I did at the beginning, and I just wanted to be better at drawing, and that really encouraged me to keep going, to keep my streak going. Some days I drew many drawings in the same day, so I could pile up more numbers, so I could bring that number as high as possible. My goal was to go over 100 quickly, and when I passed those hundreds, I wanted more, which is another thing that I want to mention. Having a 100-day streak, it's a really good goal. You should aim to do 100 drawings, and I'm not talking about one every day. I'm talking about getting 100 drawings out of the way. So you can draw 5 a day if you want, you can draw 10 a day if you want, you can draw 1 a day if you want. Everybody has their own pace, but the more you commit to it, the better it will be. So try to get the first 100 out of the way as quick as possible and see how quick you can do it, because that's a really fun thing to do. Another thing that I wanted to mention, that it's something I didn't do when I first started drawing, and it's having references. Having references can do so much wonders, especially when you're starting, because when you started you have no idea what to do. So when you're following reference, it's either real life or another person's art, which is fine to reference as long as you're doing it for learning purposes. Something that not many people mention is that you shouldn't be a mindless printer. You should analyze each drawing, and whenever you're using references, you should see and try to understand the way it was made, so you can incorporate that in your own art style. But don't limit yourself to that kind of research that you can only copy. So do research in the art topics that you want to improve. And how do we know how to go about it? Try everything. Try everything you see, everything that you think it will be helpful for you. Do it. Try it. You have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. Only things to gain, because even if you end up not liking the way you approach it, you learn from it. You learn what things to add to your workflow and what things to avoid, because even if we don't enjoy doing something, you're still doing something, which means you are practicing. No matter the case, no matter how you see it, you're always learning by doing it. So keep doing it. Assuming that we're deep into the habit at this point, if you're going back to this video in the future, I will be very curious on hearing your progress. So if you're willing to share your progress on your commitment to art, I would love to hear it. If your approach to improvement is something different, I would love to hear how you go about it and how helpful it is, because again, I would love to hear about how other people go about it. So if you have something to say about it, I would love to hear it. I want to learn from everybody, so please share your experiences. I will really appreciate that. Which sharing brings me to another point, which is being part of communities. If you have art communities that people are sharing art, why not sharing your own art as well? Or why not commenting on other people's art as well? Being part of the community really encourages you to keep going. If you involve other people that are also learning, encourage each other to learn. You have no idea how quickly you're gonna improve if you do everything that I said today. If you are approached to something that is hard to do, most cases, if people have the choice to do it or not doing, most people, guess what? They're not gonna do it, because it's a stress, and people want to avoid that stress. People want to be comfortable. That's why commitment goes in place. You need to stick with it, and that's why it seems easy to do at the beginning, because it is easy to do at the beginning. Committing to it is the harder part. The more we improve, the more we hunger for more, and that is why, in the most beautiful way, we will never achieve perfection. And last but not least, I would like to mention that all of this is for fun. We need to have fun doing it, because if you have the commitment to stick with the habit, that means you really want to get better. Yes, it can get frustrating for some, it can get tedious, it can get boring even. Art is such a wide thing that you can go around about it in so many different ways. So be flexible, be open, experiment, don't be rigid. Improving one thing will help you improve the other. It helps in so many different ways that you cannot even imagine. Try everything, experiment as much as you can, especially at the beginning, because one thing will help the other, and together all your skills and all your knowledge will really boost your level. You can be so much better, way beyond your own expectations. So let me show you that by telling you or asking you to stick to this. Commit to it, because art is beautiful, and being able to express yourself through your art in a more accurate way, it's something beautiful. I really hope you can get the encouragement, because in most cases it's a lack of motivation. And what is motivation? Well, that's a topic on its own that I can do a whole video about it, but motivation in a really basic concept is reasons to do something. So if you don't have the motivation to do something, that means you don't have enough reasons to do it. So try to think why you want to do this, try to think why you want to commit to it before committing to it. It might not be the right thing for you, or it might be exactly what you need. I know you will get better if you commit to this. If you don't, that's completely fine. Don't push yourself, but at the same time, pushing, it's fine. Pushing too much is not fine, but pushing is fine. We should also normalize the idea that pushing yourself is actually needed. Pushing yourself to do something that you don't want to do, but you know it's good for you. I really hope this helps for you. We are all in this journey together because you never stop learning. A lot of these things I learned through the years and by observation, so are things that I'm applying to my own art as well, and I'm very glad I did because I love my improvement. I love how much I'm improving, even though I'm not in my dreamed level, and I don't think I will ever be, and that's a good thing because I can always aim for more, because I know that I will always improve. Would only mean that I will only get better as the time goes by. Do this for your own journey, not for the sake of others. Why do you want to be good? Do you love art? Do you use art as a form of expression? Do you use art as a form of telling stories, or do you use art as a form of distress? That is something that happened to me. At the beginning, I distressed with art. That's why I did it so often, because I needed to distress very often, so there's no shame on that. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it's been helpful for you. There's so many more things to discuss, but this is in a base what I want to encourage people to do at the beginning, because building up the habit is the most important thing you can do, and in the long run it will show and you will see the change. Of course, there's so many other things that comes into place to improve, but habit is the strongest base you can make for your own self. So make a strong base, make a strong habit, and you will see how quickly you can improve if you stick with the habit. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck.